Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Sorry, it's still Benzema. It's still Benzema. It will not go away. It looks like it's getting even hotter and hotter, actually, as the days go by. Journalist Emmanuel Giolini came out yesterday. It's a journalist who writes for many publications. It was reported that he's a Guardian journalist, obviously to give him more sort of credibility, but he's done stuff for the Guardian, but for many other outlets he's written for. He's come out with a very, very bold claim that Arsenal have already agreed to sign Karim Benzema on a 4-year deal worth €9 million a year. Now, where he's got his information from, how he apparently knows this, I don't know, but that is his bold claim that he's come out with. There's also been other claims that if Arsenal break their transfer record, which of course they paid Real Madrid for Mesut Ozil when they bought him for £42.5 million, if they paid £45 million, Benzema will join Arsenal. That is a rumour that's been flying around as well. And of course, the other rumours that, Benzema won't be going, that he's staying. I mean, he was asked, Rafa Benitez, about Karim Benzema, as he's been asked in practically every press conference at the moment. When he was asked about Benzema, Benitez said, hopefully, this was on after they beat Spurs in the Audi Cup, he said, hopefully everyone will continue here and we can win the league. Hopefully. He's not really coming out with a lot of times with very decisive, decisive words when he's talking about Karim Benzema. And is that because, it's, as I've said before, it's really not down to him. It's down to Florentino Perez. If he wants to sell him, or their board want to sell him, he's going to go. And it definitely smells a lot of Mesut Ozil a couple of years ago when they got rid of him. As I said, Madrid are definitely thinking about it. It's obvious, or they would have just squashed this a long time ago. They still may squash it. They still may squash it and say it's not happening and decide to keep Benzema. But I think if Arsenal go out there and really get aggressive with this one, even with a club like Madrid, there is a chance that they could get it. I mean, Gareth Bale played through the middle against Tottenham, scored. He was asked after the game, do you like playing down the middle? Is that your preferred position? He said, listen, that's my position. That's where I like to play, in the middle. And there is a thought in Madrid that, they could get rid of Benzema, get a load of money for him, possibly go out there and get somebody else and play a different formation. Have, Cristiano Ronaldo down the left, Bale down the middle, They could do that. They could do that. They could play like a 4-4-2 formation with Bale and with Ronaldo up front. Remember, they've also got James Rodriguez, who could play in like a front three. They've got players like Isco, who could play just behind them. They've got lots of options. Even if they sold Benzema, there are a lot of options for Real Madrid. So, listen, let's not discount it yet. There is a possibility that Benzema to Arsenal could happen. We're also being linked with another Real Madrid player. I've told you about this one a couple of days. This one is still there. I was quite surprised with the link because he's a winger, plays on the left-hand side. I suppose we haven't got a lot of left wingers. This is Denis Cherchev, Russian. Has come up through the Real Madrid ranks, really. Not getting any game time. Available for just under £15 million. And we're being told that Arsenal are very, very interested in this player and are battling it out with Liverpool for his signature. Again, I was a bit surprised by this because I just feel that it's an area where we're not weak in at the moment. We've got players who can play in that position. But we're being told today that Arsene Wenger himself likes the player a lot and is saying to the board, we can go and get this guy. He's available. Let's go and get him. Illaramendi as well. It's all Real Madrid players at the moment that we're in for. Like we're trying to take the whole of Madrid. Real Madrid become our feeder club. That would be the day. Not in my lifetime, I don't think. But Illaramendi, available. Looks like Real Madrid's. He's surplus to requirements. They paid a lot of money for him. As I said before, when they bought him, there was a lot of interest from Arsenal as well. He decided to go to Madrid. Has not been able to break into the team. He was fantastic when playing, I remember a few years ago, for the Spanish under-21 team. And being chased again by two clubs, according to the press. Liverpool are supposed to be the favourites to get him, and also Arsenal. He's a holding midfielder, but a holding midfielder with a bit extra in that he can play as well. He's a good passer of the ball, good reader of the game as well. And he's available. And I'll tell you what, it would make a good signing. I don't think we're going to get a holding midfielder. I think that Arsene Wenger's going to keep faith in Mikel Arteta. But this guy would be an upgrade for me on Arteta. He's young. He could be at Arsenal for many, many years. And he's available for what I think is quite a decent price. And as I said, it's the two clubs that we've been told are hunting him down are Liverpool and Arsenal. Liverpool seem to be showing more intent at the moment. Liverpool seem to be in the box seat. I'd like that signing. But as I said, it looks like the manager is going to pay a lot of faith in Arteta. My understanding is that Arsene Wenger loves Mikel Arteta, that they see him as more than just a player of the team, but apparently, like, in the dressing room, off the field, he is a real leader, and that's why he was made captain, and he's a real leader of men, and almost a bit like a coach, having like another coach around the dressing room, around the team. He's very disciplined, very professional, and Wenger loves him, and I don't think at the moment that it's going to be the holding midfielder that's going to be the priority. It's more the striker position. Although we've got problems at the moment in midfield, another injury to Jack Wilshere. Now, when we first heard about this injury, it was just being described as, no problems. He's just got a little ankle problem. He'll be back, for the Premier League season. But we're hearing some news today that, it could be a hairline fracture of his left fibula. And, we don't know the extent of it. We'll find out the extent of it once they've done a scan. These sort of injuries can keep you out for a couple of months. A minimum weeks, a few weeks, but it could also keep you out for a couple of months. And just don't need this Jack Wilshere. Every time the guy's returning to form, another injury. He's kind of, I don't like to use the word, but he is very injury prone, Jack Wilshere, and it always seems to be legs, ankles. I feel so sorry for the guy. It's like we're getting another Diaby situation in a way here, but I'm just hoping that when he has his scan, it's not as bad as what many people are saying today, which is, it could be a few months, and that would be terrible for Arsenal. Terrible for Jack Wilshere, but terrible for Arsenal that we want to go into the season flying with everybody fit, really, challenging in every single position. Remember, we were also being told that Wilshere's that option to play in the sort of holding role as well. He's been playing out on the right-hand side in the pre-season friendlies, and he's looked all right in the pre-season friendlies. Set back again. I just cannot believe it, Jack Wilshere. But let's hope and pray that it's not as serious as what we're being told it may be. And finally, Serge Gnabry reported this one. He looks like he's going to be out on loan. West Brom. He needs some game time again. Another guy that's gone through a lot of injuries. Last season. He needs game time. West Bromwich Albion, if he can go over there and start to replicate the form that he was showing when he first sort of broke into the team, we've got some player there. So I think, again, it will be a very, very good loan move for Serge Gnabry. Right, let's get into your comments and see what you guys have had to say about things. Cyan Krager says, Wanyama would be epic, but a more realistic target for me is Bender. And I've always wanted Griezmann. So 3 targets there that possibly, well, more than likely won't be coming. Wanyama, apparently they're looking to Southampton give him an extension on his contract. That's how important they see him as. Bender, or if it's Lars Bender, it doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere. Sven Bender, possibly, but I don't think, as I said, as I was just saying, that it looks like Arteta's going to be that guy for Arsenal. And Griezmann, to Atletico Madrid, and 100% not going to sell Antoine Griezmann. Well, not at the moment, anyway. William Johansson says, I'd love to see Alex Song in an Arsenal shirt. And there's been many suggestions about Song. Remember, he's still available, can play that defensive midfielder role. We know he's played for Arsenal before. Looks like he's available on the cheap as well. Probably going to end up at West Ham again, but is available. I don't know. I'm not sure about Alex Song. Sometimes when a player's left, he's left. And, you know, you leave it alone. If it's a superstar player, you bring him back. You know, somebody that's still got, you know, I don't know. It's just not for me, Alex Song coming back. And I do think he'll end up at West Ham. Manus Boyle says, Lacazette for definite. He said, if we fail to get Benzema, it's ideal in my opinion. Seen a lot of him last season, and he's the next big thing. TRAH 2009 said, if we fail to sign Benzema, which alternative could we buy? Well, that's one was just suggested just before that, which of course is Lacazette. Quinn Ford says, what about Cherchev, our new Arshavin? Well, I'll tell you what, that's not a very good comparison, because although we all loved Arshavin and he was a great character in that, he did not do very well and didn't do very much for Arsenal. I wouldn't, if Cherchev is going to be a new Arshavin, then I say we don't sign him. And Nathan Cope says, get Lacazette and Wanyama. Lots of shouts for Wanyama and Lacazette. Lacazette is an alternative, but to me, it's definite. The number one target for Arsenal is Karim Benzema. No matter what Arsene Wenger says, that's the guy they want to get. He'd be the perfect signing that they want. If they can't get him and Madrid turn around and say he's not for sale, I don't know, possibly Lacazette, possibly Arsenal then say to themselves, we just settle with what we got and wait to see what comes up maybe in January. But I think Benzema is the guy that they definitely want to get. Thanks for watching AFTV Transfer Daily. Let's hope that rumour from that journalist about Benzema signing a 4-year deal, how does he know that? You know, but if that's true, that'd be brilliant.